in with it here. Well, that test was a fail, so I was not able to shut my vehicle off for some reason. I don't think I had enough signal to maintain the stream, so it shut it off on me. Darn it. Man, I lost it all. Gosh. That is a bummer. Localized flooding here. Say a lot of flooding. It's more just roadside flooding. Not a big deal at the moment. I apologize. For the dropping of the stream. I guess I'm not sure. I don't know that I had enough signal to shut the vehicle off. I had the right settings and everything, and then when I turned it off, it just, I guess it just decided I was done, so, which was a real bummer. We were rolling pretty good, but we're back. Hey Jeremy, good to see you. Thanks for joining in on the stream. So we're back though, and we're gonna try to roll along with this. The main area of rotation is now in front of me. Or where the rotation would be is now in front of me. We got tornado warnings to the south. Sure, bud. We got to get this the second part 2 stream up. Look at that in front of us. That's crazy. Let's wind up so we can see what's going on behind us. Look to the north. Actually, we want to kind of keep this stuff in front of us a little bit. I can see got clouds swirling above me. So there's definitely some rotation going on as we're riding along this, basically this boundary where the wind, or you know, basically where the rotation will be. spring, that's for sure. And looks like we got some low level clouds in front of us. I just left Cushing. I'm heading east. We're heading basically towards Sapulpa, riding with this storm to the northeast as we go. I am right along this rotation boundary here. We got tornado warnings to our south. Looks like they have a confirmed tornado warning down to the south. Not sure if we're staying out in front of this boundary or not. Pretty close. I mean, we're right there. So if anything decides to spin up, we're going to be right here on it. fine. It's just a lot of heavy rain at the moment. Seen some circulations a little bit, weak circulations up above, at least some really broad rotation. And we're right along this line, so visibility is not the greatest today. Tell you what I'm gonna do, I may let this roll in front of us so we can get in behind it. I mean, driving in this rain is just not the greatest visual experience here. It is coming down though. Pretty good stream before, and then I made my stop and I shut the vehicle off. Of course, that was part of the test and it failed. So that's the one thing that hasn't quite worked out for me today. Not the worst thing in the world though. We were backed up pretty quickly. Gosh, it's hard to see. Oklahoma right now. My location has not updated. I'm gonna let this stuff roll by a little bit. I need to be able to see. Get out of this rain a little bit so we can see what is going on. 'Cause, man. Get out of this stuff. in with it. Probably the heaviest frame we've driven in all day. And there's a lot of stark pond down here in town. There's a couple of low-lying areas down here. So that is prime flooding area, looks like. Come up through town here. Visibility. Second. Okay, put up velocities again now. Gosh. Like being in a washing machine. Yeah, Chaz, so what I'm doing is I'm dropping back to the west a little bit. Basically, these storms are moving quick enough that you're not going to be able to outrun them. So if I didn't get out of this, I'd be in the washing machine all day. So I'm basically just dropping west just a little bit to get some distance between me and the line ahead so we can actually see what's going on. So not leaving the storm, not doing anything like that. Basically making a move so we can actually see what the heck is going on in front of us. I'll turn right here. I think we'll be all right there. Okay, now that main line is right in front, so let me pull up. My radar here. Yeah. Been out in front of it all day, and it's finally caught up to me, and basically can't see anything in there, so. Or if I want to see anything the rest of the day. Well, the problem is if I go north, then this whole line's leaving me. See, the deal is with this line of storms, Chaz, and I'm watching Chad a little bit while I'm driving here. Now that I'm out of this blistering rain, if I go north, this line is marching off to the east way too quickly. So if you make any jog to the north, it's basically you're done for the day. And even back here, it's not the greatest position to be in, but it's a whole lot better than not seeing anything and driving in torrential rain ahead. So it's just a little, kind of just a visual move. That way, if anything does decide to spin up, we can kind of see it and not be either A, in the way of it, and B, even if it did spin something up and we were in that, we weren't going to see anything. So just a strategic move, basically, so you guys can see something besides rain and windshield. Okay, so let's adjust our camera back here. Not a whole lot going on behind us now that the storm is in front, but I want to basically get that set. There we go. You guys can see I'm going through downtown. Downtown Drumright. And we'll go back to the front cam. Here we go. Welcome everybody to part 2 of our stream. Ollie didn't mean to have a part 2. I was streaming very well on part 1. And you know, today is not only my first chase of the year, but it's a good test for all of my equipment. So we've made the upgrades over the last few months. I say, yeah, me and my buddy have been working on it. But today's a 1080p day, first day that we're streaming 1080p in our history, which is great. It is the first day that we are running the 360 cam, the 360 roof cam. This is all going to be great, especially for later in the season when we do have some scenic storms for sure. And then the sound is another test, you know, to make sure everything rolls okay. And then the 4th test that I did, and all of this stuff is passed except the 4th test, when I basically wanted to shut my vehicle off to run inside the store and keep the stream alive. And unfortunately it ended the stream, so I had to restart this one, and kind of bummed about it, but we're making a comeback. We're making a comeback. Alright, so we're heading east. We're going to head straight east to Sapulpa. We've just basically picked this place in a line that was going to pay off in the daylight towards the northeast. Less traffic up here, much more favorable chasing conditions, and I will skip tornado warnings to avoid city traffic, if that makes sense to you guys. But we're back up to 21 viewers. We had 75 when I lost the stream earlier. Boo. Boo for losing the stream. I was so excited for the first stream of the year. And now we're back on the second one. We've still got some lightning going on here. And we're making our way back up. So appreciate you guys right along. Be sure you mash that like and subscribe button. Excuse me. Obviously, still got a few things to work on. So what do we have in front of us? We have that heavy line of storms ahead of us. It's severe right now. It is basically the line where the spin-ups will occur is in front of us. I had a radar update, by the way. Now I'm over on Tulsa, so we've got a little bit better visual on velocities. So we're just riding with this line. Figure out a few of the bugs, but so far it's been a pretty good day. We've been chasing since 6 this morning, so we're coming into our 3rd hour. third hour of streaming and chasing on a early January day. We'll probably chase over to Sepulpa, and then we may let it go for the rest of the afternoon, because this stuff is booking it off to the east, but we're going to stay with it as long as possible. Thank you, appreciate that, Dad. Actually about 22 miles until we get into the Sepulpa area. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit better view of these clouds forming in. Well, and that's a good point, Jazz. You know, and last year it would have been a huge issue, and it may still be an issue today. I don't know, but I've made some improvements on the connectivity. So, in addition to my cell signal, we're running Starlink today, and I think that's going to help us out tremendously with keeping the stream up. Cross our fingers. Look at, you can see these clouds up ahead now. Lowering. We got a lowering of some type up here. Boy, they're all, you know, these embedded circulations, you know, they all kind of look like wispy. So you just don't know what you're going to get. But right now we're crossing basically that boundary of where the rotation is. And so it's really gonna, and we gotta be careful. I don't want to go too far ahead because we're gonna get right back into the stuff that we just left. So it'll be a good time to just kind of stop. I mean, we've got a good visual on these clouds right here. Okay, let's take this camera. We're going to turn it. Okay, that's what it looks like that way. Let's go the other way. It definitely should. It definitely should. Okay, so now, there we go. A little bit rainy looking. Actually, that doesn't look too... That looks like that could be, you know, a place where... Keep an eye on that a little bit. Absolutely. In fact, I might be able to. I don't know if this is. Might be a place where we can kind of pull up in here. I don't want to get into anybody's stuff, but there we go. Okay, so that's probably the most interesting we've seen all day. It looks like there's some rotation there. I mean, it's really broad. There's not a whole lot of tight rotation, but it's one of those visuals, you know, that we finally have. There's a little bit of rotation, I think, off to my southeast. So I'm going to watch this a little bit while we got some visual. Really right here's, yeah, definitely broad rotation going on right here. It's starting to get off a little bit. Let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. That's what it looks like behind me right now, and that's what it looks like ahead. Okay, now we can kind of see what is going on here. Now it looks like a lowering in front of us. I don't believe it is anything to be concerned about. Any rotation right here is broad, but I mean the spin ups can happen at any point, so it's not something we can just dismiss. Okay, let's move forward a little bit. Looks like we did lose that camera. Not sure why we lost it, but we will connect it back. Check something here real quick. there. More bugs. More bugs. Check something. Alright, I'm not sure why that's not connecting, but no camera there. I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully it will come back. Okay, let's see where we stand. Okay, so we're behind this line of thunderstorms. It's gone severe and then gone under severe limits, then back, and so we're making our way east. Right now, the storm we're on is under severe limits, but that doesn't mean it. Well, no, we're in a severe warning. Okay, and it's still severe. I just didn't zoom out far enough. I'd like to welcome everybody to our stream. If you haven't already, be sure you smash that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys riding along today. We are chasing in eastern Oklahoma. We have been on this line since 6 o'clock this morning, and we have been in some really heavy rain at times. We've seen a couple of interesting things. Mainly it's a January setup. Visuals aren't that great. It's about what you expect for this time of the year, but chasing in January for me is great. Getting the rain here in Oklahoma is a double bonus. And we're just following this line basically now over into eastern Oklahoma. It has traveled quickly. It's moving about 50 to 60 knots today. So trying to stay in front of it. We did that for quite a bit, did pretty good. Now we're basically just staying along the line, watching for embedded spin-ups, QLCS type tornadoes. Decided to choose north today to avoid the metro areas. I don't care for the traffic, and so I chose this as a spot, and it's worked out fairly decent today. So all right. Just don't know why I lost my rear camera. Try it again here real quick. Yep, that's it. Okay, we'll have to figure out what's going on there. Approaching the back edge again. We're just riding along, seeing what we see. Looks like we see the cloud banks again here. Relaunching this. Oh, look at that. There we go. Now we can see some, at least some scuddy stuff. At least some junk. to the north up near Bartlesville. Well, we can kind of see the cloud bases over here. That's kind of nice. Look at that. Now there is some interesting. Now that's interesting right there. That's what we want to see possibly. If there's going to be something touched down, that's where it's going to be. Gutty fingers. I had my rear camera where we could turn it. Unfortunately, has not wanted to come back online, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But now we can see kind of like this lowering ahead of us. As we're approaching the Sapulpa area. Kind of evaluate where we go from here. These look like. Not bad. I'm still here if y'all can hear me. There's really nothing that... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do because I'm not sure exactly where I want to go from here. If we go straight north, we'll lose the storms. If we go through the city, we're going to lose the storm. fact, we're kind of losing them as we speak. So we'll skip that one. Head into town here in a little bit. All right, good. Just to be honest right now, it looks like this is probably going to be close to it for the chasing. As far as the places where rotation is going to be occurring, it's going to be 5 or 7 or 8 miles ahead of us now. This stuff is really starting to take off. On top of, it's already traveled pretty fast, so it's kind of leaving us. These steady lowerings back here, they're not much of a threat. They're behind the line, so mostly these are just some scary looking clouds at this point. So we'll keep the stream up, let it run, try to debug some stuff as we go. This is the first of many streams this year, and it was a good test run today. Very good. Hopefully the stream has looked good today. There's definitely some bugs that I get to work out when I get home. And that's okay. That's why we do this stuff, so we try to figure it out. Let's see. I don't know this area. There's nothing up here, so. Go ahead and go straight. Down there. You can tell today, I had the camera today, and there was no chance I was breaking it out of the camera bag. Well, guys, I think we have pretty much reached the end of our storm chase, so oh going to try one more time over here to see if I can in real quick, but I'm going to try to keep the stream up. If not, if it dies, then I guess that's it. So it's another test. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see if this stays up or not. So wish me the best on that. Make sure